Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've actually done a recording. Work's been hectic, life's been hectic. But it's good to be back with Planet Coaster 2. I was a massive fan of the original Planet Coaster, and even more so a bigger fan of Planet Zoo. I shared a lot of that through my Instagram. Never really done a video for any of these, so it's all kind of new territory for us. But I started building a park while I was getting used to the keys and the mechanics of the game, and I don't know, I started building and it just started looking like something really cool. So we're going to run with it. The vision for this park is it is a New Zealand based park. It's called Cyprus Spring. It was built in the 1960s, so it's got this old retro feel to it. Currently at the moment it is set up as a geothermal hot spring. From there it's just been bought out by a new big corporate business and we're going to completely modernize it. So it's quite a fun take on building a park. So let us jump into a fun camera view. There we go. And let's go explore. So, like I said, it has a slight New Zealand feel to it. I am based in New Zealand, so I wanted to play up what I know. And it's also something slightly different. I haven't seen a lot of this kind of take on a Planet Coaster park. So, we're all about being different, so let's have a look. This section here is still a massive work in progress, so let's not worry too much about it for now. But this mid-century feel that you have as soon as you come up to the park, it just feels like it feels retro, but it still feels modern and fresh. So first thing is, that I'm quite proud of, is this little fence. This is built using, I believe they were supports that are just kind of stacked on top of each other to give this retro feel, and it worked really well. I'm not too sure why. I don't know if it's just the modeling. It's almost like it drops LODs when you move out away from it. Is what it is. That's kind of just the game. I mean, the game is brand new and there is bugs and things in it that I'm hoping will get fixed in the December update. But for now, it's really playable and it's really enjoyable. So you enter in and we've got Cyprus Spring. The name may change. It may become Cyprus Spring sponsored by, and then we'll have like a really tacky sponsor. Just, make it fun. So, as you enter, we have a space for them to buy maps, to buy umbrellas, things like that. So like an information kiosk. And then we have a Splash Emporium. Splash Emporium, they can buy themselves floaties and noodles and anything for the swimming pool, sunscreen, things like that. So, as we enter, we're greeted by a slight Japanese influence. Then we have all of our changing rooms and things up the front, just to keep people out the way. From there, we have the main hot spring. This is what it was built around in the 60s. This was the main tourist attraction for these people coming into this park in the 60s. From there, hasn't really changed much. It's a little bit grubby. The water is still clear because it's natural spring water. And the steam effects that I'm using are just so good. Like, yeah, it's just brilliant. So as we move further down, there is a pathway down there that we will avoid. So I'm going to spin the camera around so you don't see it, because we're all about mystery. So down here at the end, we have a little food area. So Delightful is my favorite branding that they've done in this game. Again, it's got that retro feel, which is awesome. I wish they wouldn't walk through it, but they do, so I might sink a rubbish bin underneath it. We'll see. I've gone with pink and white as the colors. It's actually based off of a car that I really like from the 60s. It's a Cadillac. So I'm kind of bringing that in as inspiration. And again, that pink works really well with the cherry blossoms that we've got as well. Yeah, so we've got some really dense planting up here. I wanted it to feel natural, and I wanted it to feel like this is just a natural spring that someone's built around. From there, we can begin to see we've got a hot spring swimming pool down the bottom where guests can go in and kind of refresh themselves in the natural spring water. You find a lot of these in New Zealand, and it's just a real cool place to be. I remember when I first came to New Zealand, because I'm originally from South Africa, I went and stayed in Taupo and Rotorua, and it's full of like geothermal hot springs and things. And the water's so good for you. It's kind of like the hot springs in Iceland as well. Yeah, it's just brilliant. Also love this little vantage where you can see the So Delightful signage through that little space up there. We will go back and explore that. It's just a little seating area, but I kind of want to save that because it had a really good view out of it. As we turn around, we've got a waterfall as well. So the main hot spring is up at the top, and it's feeding down into this bottom spring, which in turn feeds into the swimming pool. As we move around, you can walk around the entire perimeter. Also, just like, I used the mossy rocks, and they're just so good. The water reflecting off of it and the refractions through the water. Only thing is, I wish I could hide these little mounts, but I probably can. I just sink them into the rocks, so we probably will do that. Again, with the splashes and with the waterfall itself. But I just love this feel. It feels very New Zealand, even though I'm using Mediterranean plants, and New Zealand is the furthest thing from a Mediterranean country. I mean, I'd say we're more tropical than we are Mediterranean. So, waterfall, which is so nice, walk around it. You can walk under the path and you come into like a little planted area. And then you keep going around and we get to the hot pool. So we've got a kind of like a wading area, which then goes down into swimming. We've got some seating as well. Again, we've brought in this like retro feel with these, I would call them umbrellas, but they're probably not umbrellas because they're not going to stop much rain, just like sunshades. And we brought in some trees, just because it was looking a bit bare down here. Currently, I've just painted this with rock. I may go back and add some actual rocks in places just to break up that texture slightly and give a bit of realism, kind of like what we've done around the waterfall. So we'll quickly run back there. So you can see just by placing one or two rocks, it just breaks it up and gives it, it makes it feel a little more real. We'll go back. I wonder if we can get in the water. We can. Alright, so in the pool, there is this little cove up here as well, where, I mean, so I've come from the Sims community, so I'm going to call them Sims. It's just going to happen. I don't know. People call them peeps. People call them guests. I just call they're going to be Sims, and we're just going to have to deal with that. Everybody enjoy. But yeah, so as we walk through this, I did struggle a lot with this pool. I built it maybe 4 times, and then I ended up deleting it and then building it again and then building the path around it versus trying to fit it into the path. So it is a little bit janky where the different levels of the slope I do wish there was a smoothing action that you could smooth out the levels. But yeah, so we're swimming, which is awesome. But just these little pockets of hot springs that come through here, so the water has a temperature to it. Feels very authentic to what you would find in a New Zealand hot spring. There's places like Hot Water Beach in the Coromandel that are very popular with tourists as well. We may actually do a bit of like a wave pool that feels like a beach. I'm also in South Africa. There's a place called Sun City. Sun City is a giant casino resort that has a big water park attached to it. It's kind of temple themed, and it is something I do want to kind of bring into this as well. But like I say, this is just the beginning of this park. So this park is currently as if it hasn't been touched in 60 years, 70 years. I don't know how long ago 1960 was, but since the 60s. So we are going to come through, and I'm sorry to say we are going to this park quite a lot. We'll keep the charm and we'll keep the feel of it, but we'll just build onto it. And again, it's just the game in general is just beautiful to look at. I don't know, it's running through global illumination and it's got ray tracing now. And I don't know if I can actually go back to Planet Zoo. I might. Depending on how this video goes, we might actually do a zoo as well. And we'll use the power of make-believe and believe that the zoo is a partner park to this. That might be quite fun. Because the nice thing is, Planet Coaster 2 has a lot of Planet Zoo assets brought into it. I do wish they brought in more of the Planet Zoo plants, because the planting in Planet Zoo is so good. This feels slightly cheap, low poly. But yeah, let's quickly jump back into that. So the one thing, I don't know if I'm going to be building on camera, mainly because they've changed a lot of the way the building works, a lot of the keys and a lot of things. So I've got to get the muscle memory back. I think the more I play this, the more I will be able to build, and then we'll eventually start building on camera. So yeah, we'll quickly go check out that vantage point at the very end of the park. Well, staff are all happy, which is good. Don't know why I've got so many attendants when I have no rides. Yep, so this is like the third version of this park. I was playing around testing things and I just deleted the rides, and they probably are all existing from that. So it's right, we're playing a sandbox, so let them get paid. So in here, I've put some vending machines just to add like this old vintage branding in here. Let's see if we can get over here. And just through here is just such a nice vantage point for the park. That view there is so good. Actually, that might become the thumbnail. That might definitely become the thumbnail. So Planet Coaster doesn't have a screenshot tool at the moment in the game, which is frustrating. So I have installed Reshade. So Reshade is basically it's a tool that enhances graphics in games. I haven't got any actual reshades running. I'm still just running Planet Coaster to standard, but I'm using it for the screenshotting, because then I can screenshot images. Before I was using snipping tool, and as great as snipping tool is, it's nothing better than just hitting a screenshot and then saving that screenshot. So you'll see there'll be a lot of staff through here. I've hidden a staff room behind the wall here. Oh. Just disassociating in the dark. But yes, I've hid a staff room through the wall. We will build a more purpose-built staff space. We will add some backstage areas as well. But yeah, like I said, for now, this was a tester park, and it ended up being so much fun, and it came out so well. So I thought we would just keep running with it. But yeah, I love this vantage, seeing the water and then seeing the swimming pool. Oh, everyone's escaping the pool at once, so we may have a code brown. We'll have to go check. Not that that exists in the game, but it'd be funny if it did, actually. Code brown, for anybody else that doesn't know, is someone dropped a deuce in the swimming pool. Yeah, I wish we could have. I wish they would bring in a Planet Zoo aspect to this, where we could have like a mix between a zoo, a water park, and a theme park. Imagine having some fish swimming through here. And they'd probably get boiled to death, but no, alright. So the plan for the next episode is we will add a really tacky flume to this, like a slide, so the Sims can slide into that hot pool. I was thinking of running it on the other side of this building. However, I don't want to ruin the view. So what we might do is we'll go back this way and we'll add a nature pathway through here, where, let's go out of this view. So we'll add it through here somewhere, like a little winding path that winds up, and then you can slide and kind of like land in the water here. And I think that'll be really fun, and it will still feel authentic. Like we could run it off the top of this, actually. Oh, that might be a really good idea. And again, the like dense planting is just brilliant. So good. I'm struggling because I'm like, every shot that I'm finding at the moment, to me, could be a thumbnail. Let's hide my cursor, but that's right, we can edit that out. Yeah. So yeah, that was our first episode. I will post more as we build through this, and then eventually we'll start building on camera. We may actually build the slide on camera, on video. I do want to play around with that and get some input. So we'll do that, and then we'll take it from there. All right. Well, so I'll probably be posting once a week, depending on how work goes. But that's all good. We're coming into the quieter months at work now, with it being Christmas. Well, November, it's almost Christmas. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you like what I've done so far. It's something different to what I've seen, and I just enjoy it. So yeah, thanks guys. Bye.